What if I told you that one artist has stayed at number one for so long that an entire generation of K-pop moments has come and gone? And he's still standing at the top? Not for a few weeks, not for a few months, not even for a single year. We're talking about a streak that has survived changing trends, new debuts, chart battles, viral sensations, and countless comebacks. A streak so extraordinary that what once seemed impossible has slowly started to feel normal. But maybe that's exactly what makes it so remarkable. Because when something amazing happens over and over again, people sometimes forget just how incredible it truly is. Today, we're taking a closer look at the phenomenon that is BTS Jin's latest achievement, a milestone that once again proves why his popularity continues to reach extraordinary heights around the world. And trust me, the numbers behind this story are absolutely breathtaking. Because while most artists dream about reaching first place, Jin has been living there for years, and somehow he keeps raising the bar. According to the latest MWinePick results, Jin has officially secured the number one position in the K-pop individual category for an astonishing 118 consecutive weeks. 118 weeks. Take a moment to really think about that. That's not just a long streak. That's consistency on a level that very few artists in any entertainment industry ever achieve. Week after week, month after month, year after year. No interruptions, no breaks, no loss of momentum. Just continuous support from millions of fans who refuse to let his name leave the top spot. And during the fourth week of May, from May 24th to May 31st, Jin once again demonstrated the incredible strength of his fan base by earning 8,480,892 votes, nearly 8.5 million votes, in a single week. Now, numbers can sometimes feel abstract. They're easy to read, easy to repeat. But when you stop and imagine the people behind those numbers, the story becomes much more emotional. Because those votes aren't generated by machines. They're cast by real people. Students voting between classes, office workers checking in during lunch breaks, parents making time after putting their children to sleep, fans staying awake late at night in different time zones, people from different countries, speaking different languages, living completely different lives. Yet somehow, all connected through one shared admiration: Jin. And that's when these numbers start to feel less like statistics and more like something meaningful, something personal. Because every vote tells a story. Every vote represents someone who feels inspired, comforted, entertained, or emotionally connected to the artist they're supporting. That kind of loyalty cannot be bought. It cannot be manufactured. It can only be earned. And Jin has spent years earning it. What makes this achievement even more impressive is the environment in which it happened. K-pop is one of the most competitive entertainment industries in the world. Every year, new groups emerge, new solo artists debut, fresh trends capture public attention. The spotlight constantly shifts. In many industries, maintaining popularity is difficult. In K-pop, maintaining popularity can feel nearly impossible. Yet somehow, Jin continues doing exactly that. Not because he's chasing every trend, not because he's desperately trying to reinvent himself every few weeks, but because he has built something stronger than temporary hype. He has built trust, he has built authenticity, and perhaps most importantly, he has built a relationship with fans that continues to grow deeper with time. And if the weekly achievement wasn't impressive enough, the monthly rankings revealed an even bigger story. When the results for May were announced, Jin once again stood at number one with an incredible total of 35,095,041 votes. 35,095,041 votes. Just hearing that number feels overwhelming. That's enough support to fill countless stadiums, enough support to represent entire cities, enough support to remind everyone watching that Jin's influence remains as powerful as ever. But the truly astonishing part isn't just the number itself. It's what that number represents. Because with that victory, Jin officially extended his record to 29 consecutive months at number one. 29 months, nearly 2.5 years. Think about everything that has happened in the world during that time. Think about how much K-pop has changed. Think about how many songs have come and gone, how many trends have exploded across social media, how many artists have experienced breakthrough moments. And through all of it, Jin remained at the top, month after month, again and again, like clockwork. At some point, achievements stop feeling like isolated victories and start becoming history. And that's exactly where Jin is now. He's no longer simply winning rankings. He's creating records that future artists will look at and wonder if they can ever be matched. Because consistency at this level isn't normal. It's extraordinary. The average artist hopes for a successful comeback. The average artist hopes for a memorable year. Jin is delivering historic results year after year. And perhaps the most beautiful aspect of this story is what it says about the connection between Jin and his fans. Many artists gain popularity because of a hit song. Others gain attention because of a viral moment. But long-lasting support is different. Long-lasting support comes from trust. It comes from memories. It comes from years of shared experiences. Fans have watched Jin grow. They've celebrated his successes. They've laughed at his humor. They've been comforted by his words. They've been moved by his performances. And over time, that connection has become something much bigger than ordinary fandom. It's become a genuine bond. That's why even after all these years, people continue showing up. Not because they have to, because they want to. And the records continue reflecting that dedication. Jin also secured first place in the April 1 Pick Chart K-pop solo category, extending his reign there for the 25th consecutive time. 25 consecutive victories. Another achievement. Another record. Another reminder that his popularity isn't slowing down. If anything, it seems to be growing stronger. And while these voting accomplishments are making headlines, Jin isn't simply sitting back and enjoying his success. He's out there creating new memories, right now, at this very moment. Jin is connecting with fans around the world through the BTS World Tour, ARIRANG. And this may be one of the most emotional chapters of his recent career. Because numbers and rankings are impressive. But nothing compares to meeting fans face to face. Nothing compares to hearing thousands of voices singing together. Nothing compares to the energy inside an arena when an artist and fans share the same moment. The North American leg of the tour has already left fans with unforgettable memories. Emotional performances, powerful vocals, heartwarming interactions. Moments that quickly spread across social media and reminded everyone why Jin remains such a beloved figure. For many fans, seeing Jin in person wasn't simply attending a concert. It was the fulfillment of a dream they may have carried for years. Some traveled hundreds of miles, others crossed countries. Some waded through long ticketing battles. And when the lights finally went down and Jin appeared on stage, all of that waiting suddenly became worth it. Because those moments can never be recreated. They're once-in-a-lifetime memories. And now, anticipation is building once again as the tour prepares to continue in Busan on June 12th and June 13th. The excitement surrounding these performances is already enormous. Fans are counting down the days, preparing banners, sharing travel plans, creating special projects, and hoping to create even more unforgettable memories together. What's fascinating is how these live performances and voting achievements seem to strengthen each other. The more Jin performs, the more people are reminded of his talent. The more fans connect with him, the more motivated they become to support him. And the cycle continues. Year after year, record after record, milestone after milestone. Sometimes people ask what makes Jin so special. And perhaps there isn't just one answer. Maybe it's his voice, a voice capable of delivering both power and vulnerability. Maybe it's his personality, the ability to make millions laugh while remaining genuine and approachable. Maybe it's his visuals. Maybe it's his dedication. Maybe it's his sincerity. Or maybe it's a combination of all those things. Whatever the answer may be, one fact is impossible to ignore. The results speak for themselves. 118 consecutive weeks at number 1. 29 consecutive months at number 1. More than 35 million monthly votes. Millions of people continuing to support him year after year. Those aren't ordinary achievements. Those are legacy-defining achievements. And perhaps the most exciting part of this story is that it isn't finished, not even close. Because every record raises a new question. Can he reach 120 consecutive weeks? 130? 150? Can he extend his monthly streak to 30 months? 40 months? Beyond? At this point, nobody really knows. What we do know is that every time people wonder whether the streak can continue, Jin and his fans respond with another historic milestone, another unforgettable achievement, another chapter in a story that keeps getting bigger. And maybe that's the real lesson behind all of this. True popularity isn't measured by one successful moment, it's measured by longevity, it's measured by consistency, it's measured by the ability to inspire people year after year. And when it comes to that kind of influence, Jin has proven himself to be in a league of his own. 118 consecutive weeks, 29 consecutive months, millions upon millions of votes, a world tour connecting fans across continents, and a legacy that continues growing stronger with every passing day. This isn't simply a winning streak anymore, it's a phenomenon. A phenomenon built on talent, dedication, authenticity, and an extraordinary bond between an artist and the people who support him. And judging by everything we're seeing right now, the most incredible chapters of Jin's story may still be ahead. So tell us in the comments, how long do you think Jin's historic streak can continue? And which achievement impresses you the most? The 118 consecutive weeks, the 29 consecutive months, or the incredible success of the ARIRANG World Tour? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because in the world of BTS Jin, history isn't something you read about later. It's something you're watching happen right now.